Well, hello guys. This is Mrs. Yu from the Leominster and Fitchburg Boys and Girls Club, art instructor. I've missed you. I hope all of you are well and hanging in there. So I thought maybe we could do something fun today. I know that you guys, when you're at the club, love to do watercolors. So I thought, why don't we make some watercolors? So what we're going to do is make some watercolors this week, and next week, next Tuesday, I'll be on at 2 o'clock, not 11. Next Tuesday at 2 o'clock, we will use those watercolors, or you can use your little palettes that you have at home, maybe the Crayola palettes. It doesn't matter, either will do, and we're going to learn how to paint some flowers next week. And I'm going to tell you about an exciting contest that we are running at the Boys and Girls Club, and we need your help, my friendly artists. So next week I'll be revealing that as well. So exciting things to come. So what you're going to need to do these watercolors, to make your watercolors, is I like to use tinfoil muffin tins, or if you've got an old yucky one at home that Mom doesn't use anymore, maybe she'll let you use that. It could be the smaller muffin tins too. I just happen to buy these at Market Basket, and that's what we'll be putting our watercolor in. Okay, that's where we'll be making them. And one batch that we make up after, we'll make 3 different colored watercolor palettes for you. Okay, so we need this definitely. And you'll need some baking soda. You'll need some Karo syrup. It's also called corn syrup. So if you have corn syrup at home, that'll work as well. And you don't need a lot of any of this, so don't worry about if you've only got a little bit left, okay? And you'll need white vinegar. You might have some of this left when you colored Easter eggs. I don't know. You'll need cornstarch. Okay, sometimes it comes like this. Sometimes it comes in a box. Okay, so I'm not sure what you might have or what you might buy at Market Basket. And when we're done, they will look like this. You can see that this one is still drying. Okay, so all of these will be filled up with different watercolors. Okay, and I filled them up about to here. So you'll see that you should be able to get 3 different watercolor colors out of one batch that we make. Okay, but if you only get 2, or maybe you'll get 4, okay, it doesn't matter. I put quite a bit in here so that they're going to last a while. Okay, so let's get started. What do you need in the kitchen? Out of your kitchen, you need some kind of a 2-cup container, okay? It can have a spout, but when I made the other ones I just showed you, I didn't have a spout on mine, so it doesn't have to, okay? But this says 2 cups here. All right, so something of this size. Not too much bigger, you don't need it, but not really any smaller either. You want to be able to get in there and really mix when we go to do it. Okay, and then you're going to need some spoons from your silverware drawer. Okay, you're going to need some spoons. And you're going to need measuring spoons as well. Okay, measuring spoons as well. And the most important thing, you're probably saying, well, how are we going to make where are we going to get the colors from? Well, this is what you're going to get. Now this one, if somebody at home makes a lot of cakes and frostings, they might have this type of food coloring. This is called gel food coloring. This is what they recommend to buy for this. But it is a little more expensive than this one here, which is the liquid food coloring. Okay, this might be what you use to do your eggs, maybe when you colored eggs, if you did that. So keep that in mind. This one is supposed to work better. It's supposed to give you more vibrant colors, but what I just showed you right here, I used these, and you can see it worked lovely. Okay, you'll probably get maybe a more vibrant color when you go to actually wet these in paint, but this will work. Okay, so don't worry. Either one will be fine. All right, and then you're going to need some paper towels and napkins, which I have to get up and get because I left them on the counter. Just a minute. Okay, and most important, you want to have a covering. All right, I have a placemat down on my kitchen table already, and then I put some paper towel on top of it. Okay, because you want to protect your surface. If you've got an old piece of plastic or cardboard that you can cut and put down, that'll work fine. Because I will tell you, this gel food coloring or the liquid food coloring does stain. Okay, so be careful about that, as you probably found out when you did your Easter eggs. All right, so how do we get started? We are going to start measuring now. And my computer is acting kind of funky, so as soon as my son can come up with social distancing, he is going to fix my computer. Something's up, it won't let me save or print anything that I want to teach you. So I will get this recipe up and running for you. Probably by next week you'll see it on the Facebook page, okay? So anyways, and you'll have this video to go by so you can listen to the video. So the first thing we need to do in our 2-cup container is we need to mix 4 tablespoons. 4 tablespoons. So you look on your little handy dandy measuring spoons that you've probably cooked with or used with Miss Sharon, and you look for the tablespoon. And oh, there it is right there. It says tablespoon, 1 tablespoon. Sometimes on the back, sometimes it'll be on the front. So I need to get 4 tablespoons of baking soda. So here's my baking soda. So I am going to scoop out. And you want them, and you may have learned this with Miss Sharon, maybe not, maybe at home. You want to have level. When you're measuring, you want everything level. So we're going to take the corner, the edge of this box here, because I got a big pile on right now, and that's not what I want. That's more than a tablespoon. So I'm going to scrape the box like this, and voila, I now leveled off my tablespoon of baking soda. So there's 1. Put it into my container. Here's 2. See, I leveled it off. Here's 3. And here's 4. Okay, so you won't need this, so you can put this aside. We're done with that for right now, but we'll be making other colors afterwards. Okay, so now what do I need? I need 2 tablespoons again, so I'm going to use my tablespoon again, and I need 2 tablespoons of white vinegar. Now you're going to see what happens here. You may have done this in science class. I don't know, but this is going to foam up, so watch over here because you're going to see it. Get ready. 2 tablespoons again. Again, you want it to be level. You don't want it to be gushing out the sides. So there's 1. Can you hear it? And there's 2. Now, here comes the hard part. You've got to quickly put that aside and quickly start stirring because it gets thick really fast. So stir, stir, stir. Stir, 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 stir. this batch doesn't look like it's going to make as much, so you never know. You might be able to fill 2 of those muffin tin, or you might be able to only fill 1, but that's okay. We'll just keep mixing. We've got plenty of supplies here. All right, so I'm mixing, and you can see if I swoosh this that it is liquidy, so that's what you want. All right, now you're going to add a half teaspoon, half teaspoon. Let's look. Let's see. Oh, no, this is a quarter. This is too small. Just right. Okay, this is my half teaspoon. I am going to have to add a half teaspoon of Karo syrup. And this is where your napkins might come in handy, because you're going to have to push this out with your finger because it's very gooey. It's like a maple syrup. So I'm going to pour that in, again, making it as level as I can. If it leaks over a little bit, that's okay. All right, so now we're going to pour that in, all right? And this is where I might need a little help from my spoon or my finger or both. Let's get all that ooey gooey goodness off of the spoon. Okay. All right, we're going to put that aside. We're going to stir again. Stir, 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 stir. Use those muscles from all the workout you've been doing while you have time at home. Stir, 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 stir. Now, here's the tricky part, okay? We are now going to add 2 tablespoons of, and we've already used our tablespoon, if you remember, for the vinegar. So what we need to do, that's why I want you to have a napkin handy or a paper towel or a cloth, and you're going to wipe your spoon dry. Let's move this over here. Wipe your spoon dry like you were drying dishes, because we don't want the powder to get into the wet vinegar, okay? And keep that aside. Don't throw it away. We can use that again to wipe it next time when we make more colors. So now you have this, okay? And we're going to get 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. Now, cornstarch is a thickener, okay? You might have seen your mom use this for thickening gravy, okay, when she's making gravy for a nice roast of turkey or something that she's made. So this is a thickener. So we have to be really quick when we're doing this part, okay? Oh, and look at that. My spoon doesn't fit in there. So I'm going to have to do something like, oh, let me get a small spoon. I used a different one yesterday, my measuring spoons. Okay, here we go. Problem solving. This is live. You can't make this stuff up. So, was too big to fit in there? I'll have to use my other measuring spoons next time again. They're probably in the dishwasher. All right, so what I'm going to do is just use a smaller spoon. And I'm going to tap, tap, and get that on there. Okay, and spread it out. And then I'm going to take my spoon and I'm going to level it off. Maybe actually use the back of your spoon. Level it off. Okay, and here's 1 tablespoon. We got to be quick like bunnies here because it's going to start to thicken without us even knowing it. So let's quickly get the other one in there. Tap it around, smooth it out, make it level. I got a little messy-bessy with this one, but that's okay. We'll clean it up later. That's the fun part. Okay, all right, now I'm going to empty this in here. And now what I have to do is I have to stir, 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 and you're going to feel it getting thicker. It's getting thicker. All right, it's getting thicker. Keep stirring. You've got to be very vigilant with this, okay? And it almost looks like if you've ever made those cinnamon buns in the morning, and you got that little cream that you sprinkle drizzle over them afterwards. So I'm going to scrape the bottom. You can hear it. Okay, and let me just show you what it looks like. Oh, I wish there was frosting and we could eat it. All right. Uh-oh, here comes my kitty. She's being very inquisitive here. Oh, she's going to go right over and tip over everything. Okay, Kels, you can't come over here right now, honey bunny. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to empty them into, and I think we're going to get 3 out of this one, guys. I feel it. I feel it in my bones. Okay, so now we're going to pour it. And just do a little bit at a time. You can always add more. Pour it into there. And here comes the next one. And scrape, scrape, scrape. Get every little nook and cranny. Okay. I think we did pretty good here. I might have got a little bit too much in this one, so I'm going to take some out. And I am going to share it with this last one, because that one didn't get quite as much. All right. Okay. So that is that. I'll put that aside. Now the fun part. Let me tip this up a little. I don't know if I can tip. I might have to move the my tablet so that you can see what I'm doing here. Now, if you decide, and again, either one is okay. If you decide, where are my other ones? Whoops. Hello. Are you out there? I am. All right. Again, live TV, people. Live TV. Okay. So what I am doing now is I am going to do the fun part. We're going to add the food coloring. So I've already made, as you remember, green, blue, and red. So I think I'm going to make some yellow, because I know a lot of my friends love to paint yellow sunsets. So what we're going to do is we're going to add, now this one here, notice I'm using the liquid food coloring. So this one takes a little bit more. And you might have to add more, but right now it calls to add 6 drops. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if a little one sneaks out like it does sometimes, don't worry. Now I did get it on my hands and you can see that it stains a little bit. Okay, but don't worry, it does wash out. But that's why I wanted you to cover your surface. Okay, and then we're going to take our spoon. That's why I had you get a lot of spoons. And we're going to mix that. Mix, 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 mix. Oh, and I can see... Oh, I can see the pretty yellow coming. Isn't that beautiful? It's almost like a yellowy orange. Oh, I love this. It's like a golden yellow. Beautiful. Okay, I think that one's going to do well. That is a beautiful yellow. All right, so I'm going to put that spoon aside because we can't use that one anymore. It's got yellow on it. And then I'm going to show you one with the liquid food coloring. Okay, and now we might have to start mixing a little, guys, right? So I want to make some purple. Anybody out there remember how to make purple? What 2 colors we need? Oh, I can almost hear you through the video. Red and blue, Mrs. U, red and blue. Okay, so, hey, that rhymes. Red and blue, Mrs. U. We're poets and we know it. All right, so now what you're going to do is you are going to add, now they say only to add 1 smidgen of the gel. Okay, this is the gel one we're using now. Okay, we used this one for the yellow. We're using this one for the gel. Okay, so what we'll do is we're going to just add 1 smidgen. Oh, here it comes. Of the blue. And then we're going to use 1 smidgen of the red. Red and blue do make purple, my friends. You are right. Smidgen of the red. Now this doesn't drip out as quickly because it is more of a gel, almost like a jelly, a gel. Okay, so now we're going to take our little spoons again, and we are going to mix, 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 mix. Oh my goodness, I can see it happening. You can see the swirls right now. Okay. And by golly, I see some purple coming. Stir, 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 scrape the bottom, get all the white out. Okay, I'm thinking it could use a little more blue, so let's put some blue in. Another drop of blue, and let's see what happens. Into the mix we go, Mrs. Blue. Okay. Oh, look at how pretty that is. Okay, ready? I'm still stirring, but see the big reveal? Okay, and then we're going to add a little more of the red. And let's see what we get. It's a pretty purple. I like it. It's almost like a, kind of like a periwinkle a little bit. And that's going to come in handy because next week we are doing lilac. So we're going to need a purple and a bluish. All right, I'm going to tap, tap, tap. Don't lose all that yummy colored goodness. Okay, there's that. And let's see, what other color can we do? How about orange? Let's do some orange. Okay, you ready, friends? What colors make orange? Orange, orange. Can I hear you? Yeah, right, yes. Red and yellow make orange. So here we go. Red and yellow. So I'm going to use my gel colorings again because I have them out. But again, you could use these as well. These are the liquid ones. Not quite as expensive. But they did say that you will get a better richer saturated color if you use these gel colorings. So again, we're just kind of shaking it a little because it's a gel, it's like jelly, trying to get jelly off a spoon, so you got to kind of jiggle a little bit. So I'm putting some red in there, and I'm putting some yellow to make a pretty orange so that we can have some orange in our sunset as well when we start painting those. For some reason, the yellow likes to come out a lot easier. I don't know why. All right, now I need another spoon, so this is why I told you, lots and lots of spoons. And it's getting a little harder to stir now because you got a lot of colorings in here now, so this is when you want to be very careful as well, okay? Ooh, I'm liking this, people. Can you see that? It's a-coming. I see orange. And again, now, let me give you another little tip. You know me with my little tips that I like to give my friends. A little tip for you is if you don't want to buy these tins, you could use old ice cube trays, okay? Ice cube trays work as good as well. just keep in mind that you're going to be able to fill up more of the sections at one time. Okay. All right, this is looking like one of my favorite ice creams, orange sherbet, but I feel like it needs a little more saturation in there, a little more color. So I'm going to add a little more red. I'm going to add one more red. Come on, red, you know you want to come out. And a little more yellow. And we're going to mix, mix, mix again. Oh yeah, that's getting a little darker. Might even put a little more red in there. I don't know. I don't know. This is a pretty nice color orange. Makes me want to go get an orange out of the refrigerator. I wish I had some, but I don't. Okay, I think I'm liking this. I think I am liking this. Look at that. That is a beautiful orange. Beautiful. Okay, my friends. So, that is it. Okay, so let's recap real quick since my computer is acting kind of funky and I got to get my son, the computer guru, up here and help me out. So what you're going to do with these is you're going to let them dry for 24 to 48 hours. That's why I want to get these made this week so that we can paint with them next week, okay? So that's that. All right, so you can make as many colors as you want. You can mix as many colors as you want. You can see it's not hard at all. It's just amazing. And this recipe got 5 stars, so I'm thinking it's going to be a good one. And I did try it out on a piece of paper, and the red worked beautiful. So that's why the red's a little bit wet still, because I was playing this morning. You caught me. So, okay, so that's good. That's fun. I'm hoping that you want to make these. And if you want to just join me next week and use your own watercolors that you already have at home, or if you just want to watch to get an idea, that's okay too. So keep these in a place where they're not going to spill. I got my kitty. I don't want her to think that I gave her some colored treats, so I'm going to keep them out of her reach too. So keep them out of the reach of your pets at home. Put them in a safe place, safe, cool place to dry, okay? All right, so let's recap. All right, what do we need to make these watercolors? If you don't have them at home, you can get them at Market Basket. You need baking soda, cornstarch. A lot of these things I'm sure you've already got in your cupboard. White vinegar. I use white vinegar even to clean my house and my shower. No chemicals. It works wonderful. You can do so much with vinegar. You should Google it while you're home. It works as a great cleaning agent. You need Karo syrup, or right here it might say corn syrup. That's okay. And this one expired in my cabinet, so you know what? I'm using it. So if you've got something that expired, this is a good time to use it up. You can either use the liquid gels. I'm sorry, these aren't gels. These are the liquid food coloring. Okay, they look like this. These are a little more messy-bessy than the other ones are. Okay, you can use these. I got a little glare here. Can you see that? And then you want to have the gel on hand, okay? And again, these aren't going to go to waste. These are going to color your frostings for birthdays and Mother's Day's coming up. So you could use it to maybe make a cake or something. So it won't go to waste, okay? So that's what you're going to use. And again, these ones were in the tube. And you get them right in the baking section at Market Basket. Okay, and then you'll want to purchase some of these tins. I think mine came 1, 2, 3. I got 4 in a package. So even if you and your brothers and sisters wanted to get together and each person make a tray of them, you'll have a bunch of different colors. And if you want it more saturated, more deeper in color, fancy schmancy word, saturated, if you want it more colorful, then you just add a few more drops. So you could have different shades of blue even. So that's a possibility as well. Okay, so you want to have these. And you definitely want a lot of spoons because, as you saw, you can't be dipping the red spoon into there. Now, I could have gotten up and I could have rinsed them in the sink. That's another possibility. But I just chose to do it to get it over with quick. Okay, and let's see, did I do everything? I'm looking at my notes here. I think I got everything. So, next week we are going to learn how to paint a lilac and possibly a hydrangea flower. I'm not sure. I don't know how much time it's going to take. But here's a little hint. Heads up, people. We're going to make them on a little 5x7 watercolor paper. And you could put that on a card and give it to your mom or your grandmother or whoever you're living with right now for Mother's Day gift. It would make a beautiful Mother's Day gift. Okay, and they can even frame it afterwards because it's your artwork. All right, so that'll be exciting. So that's why I chose some flowers, because spoken from me, I'm a mom and I love my flowers. As you know, we talk about them a lot in class. And I also want to show you what I have that I'm going to use next week. If you happen to have a little extra money, maybe you're making an allowance, that you have enough to go get these, or here's some inspiration. Save up, okay? I'm going to put these this way maybe so you can see without the glare. These are the brushes I got at Ocean State Job Lot, okay? And they can do drop-off. You call and you don't even have to go in the store. It's safe. Somebody did pick these up for me, but you can definitely, you can be safe about shopping. Okay, social distancing, so if you wanted to get some of those, because you will need brushes next week, but you can use whatever you have at home, okay? You could try Q-tips if you don't have them. We'll make it work, okay? And so these are these are for acrylics and watercolors, okay? Anything that says acrylic or watercolor is a water-based paint, okay? So you clean up with soap and water. All right, if we were using oil paints, we would have to use like a turpentine, an unscented odorless turpentine to clean up. That's something we might venture on down the road as well. But so I got these, and you can see they have a bunch of different sizes, because sometimes you do need a few different sizes, okay? So save up your allowance, and maybe you can pick those up. What you can also get eventually, if you're really getting into this, and this was only $4.99. This again was at Big Lots, okay, and this is a watercolor set. And I haven't used them yet. I can't wait to use them next week. Okay, these are the colors that come in. This is just a small, inexpensive set. Now there are some, let me tell you, fancy schmancy watercolors out there. So if you're really liking it, maybe for the holiday, you could get it for your birthday. I can guide you in that area what to get. But for right now, these are going to work fabulous. Okay, so you can get those. And most important, if you can't, this would be nice to have. Okay, this is a watercolor pad. Okay, and again from Ocean State, and it was $4.99. Okay, this paper, as you know from in class, because we've been doing watercolors at the club, has the little ridges and the little nooks and crannies like the English muffins when you put your butter on them. And you see the English muffin and all the butter goes into the nooks and crannies. Oh, it's so good. This is kind of the idea of what happens with watercolor paper, okay? Watercolor paper has little ridges and bumps. You can feel it. It has a texture to it. And it really takes the watercolor paper, takes your watercolor paints really well. And it helps it to spread out when we do wet on wet techniques and whatever. So, oh, I can see my hands all yellow from the yellow food coloring. This is what I said, messy Bessie, so just be careful when you're working with it. So this would be nice to have too if you can. And we're just going to cut squares. We're not going to use the whole thing like we do at school, making at the club, making big paper. We're just going to use, for cost purposes, we're going to make little small scenes right now. Okay? So that's something in your travels, if you get some extra money, you might want to pick up. Okay? But again, you can just use regular paper, maybe a heavier cardstock paper that's a little heavier than like a printing paper, copy paper, because that doesn't take the water as well, okay, because it'll bubble up. All right, so those are my tips of the trade today. Have a great week and tune in next week because we will be making a very exciting announcement about yet another contest at our club. Okay, until then, be well, be safe, and I miss you, most important, okay? Take care. We'll see you next Tuesday at 2 o'clock now, not 11. Bye-bye.